Very good. So are you ready for your lesson?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes, I'm ready for my lesson. Awesome. All right, let's go. Okay, so here you can see we have your homework, okay? And part B and C, you got perfect. But this one, there was a little difficulty, okay? So
Okay,
I'm going to read it with the correct words. Are you ready?
ready.
Okay. In 2013, a champion swimmer named Diana Nyad became the first person to swim from Cuba to Florida without using a shark cage. Oh, okay. Nyad had unsuccessfully attempted the 177-kilometer swim several times before, but at age 64, she finally completed it. The swim required Nyad to be in the water for nearly 53 hours. A 35-person team came with her, and unlike her previous attempts, she wore a special suit and mask to keep jellyfish off her skin. So far you did really well. Some suggested this equipment enhance her performance. Okay.
Okay.
4 words are extra. So in this case, you would have changed the tense here and made it enhanced, right?
Enhance.
The
Right.
swim, and right here,
Required.
required, right?
Yeah.
And then you could have changed this also. In 2013, a champion swimmer named, right?
Yes.
So go ahead and take it upon yourself to do this when you know that it's the wrong tense, or they put and maybe to confuse you when it should be all right?
Okay.
So some suggested this equipment enhanced her performance, though Nyad claimed it actually slowed her down. What differentiated this successful attempt? So differentiated, it's not generate. Generate is to create something, to generate, right?
Okay.
Differentiated means how is it different from, how is number one different from number two? So you have a choice of things, okay?
Okay.
Now it could be 5, 6, 7, 8, but what differentiated this success? So what it's saying is the reason why this success was different from all the previous ones, it's differentiated, okay?
Okay.
What differentiated this success attempt from Nyad's 4 previous attempts? Importantly, the adjustments. So to adjust is to make one change. Adjustments means the things that she did differently. Okay.
Okay.
So the adjustments, this is why they had adjust and adjustments. Where is it? Okay. So they had adjust, right?
Yes.
So this is another example of where you would have to change the variation of the word. Okay.
Okay.
The adjustments she made to her equipment helped. She was previously stung many times by jellyfish. But experts believe the main difference was Nyad's mental determination, since her struggle was just as much psychological as physical. So psychological is another way of saying mentally challenging.
Okay.
Okay. So we call it your psyche. So it was, you know how like sometimes people can get anxiety or be extremely excited, or they can be nervous, or maybe sometimes they just say, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it. And then because you say that all the time, can't do it, right?
Right.
We call that psychological. So in a way, it's not mental because you're not using your mental capacity to like work out a math problem. You're using your brain's emotions. You're fighting your emotions, your brain emotion, your brain telling you you can't do it when you can. So if you always say you can, you accomplish more, right?
Yes.
Yes. And that's psychological. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So her determination was so strong that even though she felt sick for much of the journey, she never gave up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions for me about any of these words?
No.
Okay. Are you confused about how some of them were changed from what you put in?
No.
Okay. Now, here it didn't say to change the form of the word, right?
Right.
Right. Now, at this level, because this is a native speaker's material, right?
Right.
Right. At this level, it is assumed that you would change the tense or the form of the word to match the sentence.
Okay.
Okay. So usually what they're giving you is the base form of the word for the vocabulary, and then we can change the tense and form as needed to match the sentence. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The rest of these were beautiful, by the way. Critical thinking. I actually like this a lot. People enjoy doing extreme sports when they push their limits, not push the limits. They are pushing their own personal limits. Okay.
Okay.
So they push their limits or overcome challenges. Okay.
Okay.
Now, usually I wouldn't say push their limits or overcome. I would say push their limits.
To overcome challenges.
Yes, because pushing your limits is something you do when you want to overcome a challenge or when you want to go beyond the norm, which is extreme, right?
Okay.
And then the main challenge is, okay, to keep themselves safe, and the reward is the joy of achieving their goals. Okay.
Okay.
In this case, it never was R because you only have one main thing, and it's to achieve their goals. Okay. You
Okay.
didn't give multiple goals listed, then you could have said R, but you listed goals as one big achievement. Okay.
Okay.
So while goals is many, it's like saying people in a crowd, but there is people in the, there, you know what I mean? So that was one big topic, so it's is. All right.
All right.
All right. Any questions for me?
No.
No. Well, you did a really good job, so well done. So let's go back to our lesson. And we were talking about sport climbing, right? We did the vocabulary practice.
Right.
And we had also done the before you watch, okay? So let's do the while you watch. So let's read sections A and B, okay?
Okay.
All right. What's number one?
Watch the video. Which of the following is true about the Verdun Gorge, according to the video?
Okay. So Verdun Gorge. About the Verdun Gorge. So gorge. Okay.
Okay.
So we need to look for this answer in the video, okay? It has been a
Okay.
popular climbing destination for over 100 years. It is an important place in the history of rock climbing. It has been called the Yosemite Valley of Europe. So we're going to be looking for information about the Verdun Gorge, okay?
Okay.
And then it says watch the video again. We're not going to do that. We're just going to watch it once. Complete the timeline of events in the history of Verdun. One item is extra. So we're going to try to remember what happened in the timeline, okay?
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Ready.
Ready. Okay, let's listen. You can hear?
No.
Oh, whoops. I forgot. I need to share the sound. All right. Let's start over. All right, let's try again. Are you ready? Here we go.
Sport climbing is
Got
more
it?
popular than ever before,
Yes.
and its origins can be traced back to the walls of the Verdun Gorge in France 40 years ago.
Modern day climbing and mountaineering began in the European Alps. Climbers during that time considered the outlying cliffs to be more like training grounds for the bigger objectives in the mountains. The Verdun Gorge was actually big enough and inspiring enough to become an objective in its own. Matt and I have known each other since we were kids, growing up, climbing in the gym, doing competitions. It's sort of fitting that we would come back and explore the origins of sport climbing together.
Bon Verdun. It's pretty good here.
It's absolutely an amazing limestone canyon. It's kind of equated to the Grand Canyon of France, but in climbing terms, I would consider it more of like the Yosemite Valley of Europe.
The early climbers, the early mountaineers in the 1960s actually thought that the Verdun Gorge was impossible to climb. It was too big, it was too blank, and it was too difficult.
Our objective was to, in the summer, go in the Alps and do big ascents as alpinists. So at that time, the Verdun was not even considered as a place climbable, but I decided to have a double check.
The Verdun in the late 70s, it wasn't really a climbing destination. There were relatively few routes here, just these big crack systems.
Until the early 1980s, the only way to climb Verdun was using anchors along cracks in the rock. The huge blank walls were too challenging. But then, new technology introduced a new era in the history of climbing. For climbers like Francois Guillot, the Hilti, a new type of power drill began a climbing revolution, allowing climbers to try much more challenging routes. They could just focus specifically on pure difficulty. Pichonneau was one of the first routes where climbers began to climb out onto the flat rock faces rather than using cracks in the rock.
You can't just be strong, you have to be a rock climber.
One of the pioneers in tackling these overhanging rocks was Gibe Trabeau. In the mid-1980s, he developed a new route called the Specialist, which was much more demanding than any previous routes.
This vision really set the pace for the direction that sport climbing would go over the next several decades.
We're still just beginning to realize how hard we can climb. And that passion for pushing limits that started here in the Verdun continues around the world today.
The concept of hard depends how strong you are.
Sport climbing is evolving faster and stronger than it ever has. And it's inspiring to think that it all began almost 40 years ago within the walls of the Verdun Gorge.
Very cool. Okay. So is this something that you would ever try?
Yes, I would try.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be a big no for me.
Okay.
But that's cool though. I know a lot of people like rock climbing. They really do. I don't like heights. That's why I don't like it. That's nothing about the sport actually. Okay. Very cool. All right. So here it says, which of the following are true about the Verdun Gorge according to the video? Which one is true? A, B, or C?
It's B.
Okay. Very good. And letter B. Complete the timeline of events in the history of the Verdun. Okay.
Okay.
So
Gorge.
Verdun Gorge is thought to be impossible to climb. 1960s, 1970s. What does it say?
Climbers start climbing Verdun using a few large cracks in the rock.
Okay, very good. All right. So we have A, cracks.
New technology enables climbers to move out onto flat rock faces.
Okay. C, flat rock faces. Okay.
A challenging new route is created using overhanging rocks.
Awesome. All right. All right. Let's check your answers and see if you got them correct. All right.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Okay. So let's look here at A. Sorry, there we go. Come on. Okay, here we go. Show answers. So it was actually B and C. It had more than one answer. Okay.
Okay.
So in this case, remember, they did call it the Yosemite Valley of Europe. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. So that's another thing that you will notice in some of our here. It didn't say choose one answer. It said choose the best answer or answers. So it's saying here, this is what it means is that it could be more than one answer. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's look here and give me a second because I have to get rid of this. All right. Okay. So let's see what your answers are. There we are. Oh, what happened there? It got rid of the wrong one. Sorry. I clicked it and it did the wrong one. There we go. All right, let's look here at the answers. Show all, and there we go. We have ACB, ACB. Now this time you got them all correct, so well done. Excellent job. Come on, there we go. All right, okay. So let's have a look here at this critical thinking, okay?
Okay.
So this is going to be your homework. It says, okay, but this wasn't part of the homework I assigned last time, I don't think, was it?
Yes, it is.
I only remembered giving you the one worksheet, but that's okay. So let's look here at skin deep, okay?
Okay.
So here we can see it says skin deep. So when we look at this and we think about this, what does that mean to you?
It's in the
What does this mean? What do you think this is the meaning of this is?
I think it's there it will be a story about uh A group of people that lived in the place
That live where?
that lives in that place.
Okay. All right. But you still haven't answered the actual question. What does this mean? So I didn't ask what the story will be about. I asked, what does skin deep mean?
Skin deep. I don't really know. Skin deep.
Okay. All right. So what does skin deep mean? All right. So this is a phrase. Okay.
Okay.
So it means, it has this meaning. It has multiple meanings. It's not deep or lasting, superficial. Okay.
Okay.
We have another saying that goes like this: beauty is only skin deep. Okay.
Okay.
So it means that while someone may be beautiful on the outside, their character or what's inside, it means more, is more meaningful. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what this means when we say skin deep. It usually means that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is defined by who looks at it, not really, it's not something that's a fact, right?
Right.
Right, very good. Okay, so let's have a look here at this picture. What do you see here?
Crazy face. Face that has been painted.
Yeah, so it looks like maybe somebody in a native population, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you have native people who do things like this?
Some of them paint their face. Like they paint their face for like tattoos. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of like maybe some type of traditional painting, right?
Yes, like we have negative people that do tattoos on their face.
Okay, very good, very good. Okay, all right. So yeah, it looks like maybe in different societies, different things are considered beautiful, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I want you to look at this picture, okay? And I want
Okay.
you to do the warm-up questions. This is going to be your homework, okay?
Okay.
All right. What kinds of things or people would you describe as beautiful? And what do you think the expression beauty is only skin deep means? Do you think it is true? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So can you give it your best?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. All right. Do you have exams coming up?
Next week.
Okay. Well, study hard for your exams and do your best. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Mark. Well done. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye bye.